Two legends, two murders, one unsolved mystery that has haunted the world of music for decades. What really happened on the fateful nights that took the lives of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G? Was it a feud gone too far, or something far more sinister? Welcome to the shadowy world of hip-hop's most infamous rivalry, where the truth is buried as deeply as the legends themselves. This is the untold story of the unsolved murders of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. Who wanted them dead? And why does no one have the answers, decades later? Before the bullets, before the headlines, there were two men who changed the face of music forever. Tupac Shakur, the fiery poet from the streets of Harlem. His voice wasn't just heard, it was felt. He spoke for the voiceless, blending raw emotion with unmatched charisma. From Brenda's Got a Baby to California Love, Tupac's music was a revolution. Then there was Christopher Wallace, known to the world as the Notorious B.I.G. His slow, hypnotic flow was a contrast to Tupac's fiery energy, but equally powerful. From Juicy to Big Poppa, Biggie's storytelling painted a vivid picture of street life on the East Coast. At one time, these two were friends, two kings of hip-hop, destined for greatness. But as their stars rose, so did the tension. And soon, their friendship became a fatal rivalry. But what pushed them from brotherhood to bitter enemies? The answer lies in a world where trust is as fragile as fame, and betrayal lurks around every corner. In the mid-1990s, the rivalry between the East Coast and West Coast hip-hop scenes was more than just about music. It was a cultural battlefield. At the heart of it were two powerful forces: Bad Boy Records in New York, led by Biggie and Sean Diddy Combs, and Death Row Records in Los Angeles, helmed by Tupac and the controversial Suge Knight. The tension between the two coasts grew with every record, every interview, and every public appearance. But in 1994, the rivalry exploded. Tupac was shot 5 times in a New York recording studio, an attack he believed was orchestrated by none other than Biggie Smalls and Diddy. Though they denied involvement, the damage was done. Trust shattered, friendships burned, the rivalry turned personal. Tupac, now convinced his former friend was behind the attack, declared war through his music, sending chilling messages to Biggie with tracks like Hit 'Em Up, a song so raw and venomous, it pushed the feud to the point of no return. As the rivalry consumed the airwaves and the streets, the question loomed over both coasts: how far would this war go? For Tupac and Biggie, the answer would be devastating. Las Vegas, September 7th, 1996. What began as a night of celebration for Tupac Shakur, fresh from a Mike Tyson fight, turned into a deadly trap. After an altercation with gang member Orlando Anderson at the MGM Grand, tensions escalated. Hours later, while Tupac and Suge Knight cruised down Las Vegas Boulevard, a white Cadillac pulled alongside them. A hail of bullets struck Tupac 4 times. He fought for his life for 6 days. But on September 13th, 1996, Tupac took his final breath. The world was left with one burning question: who killed Tupac Shakur? Though suspects emerged, no arrests were made. And as the investigation stalled, whispers of police corruption, gang retaliation, and even conspiracies involving the government began to circulate. The truth seemed to slip further away with each passing day. Just 6 months later, another city would be thrust into chaos. This time, it was Los Angeles, and the next victim, Christopher Wallace. The Notorious B.I.G. On March 9th, 1997, after attending a party following the Soul Train Music Awards, Biggie left to promote his new album, Life After Death. But the title soon became tragically prophetic. Minutes after hitting the road in a black SUV, a dark Chevrolet Impala pulled up beside them. Gunfire erupted. 4 bullets struck Biggie, and like Tupac months earlier, he would not survive. 2 of hip-hop's biggest icons lost within a year. The world was left wondering, was Biggie's murder retaliation for Tupac's a larger conspiracy, or was someone else behind it all? Once again, the investigations led nowhere. No arrests, no convictions, just unanswered questions and a growing sense that the truth might never come to light. 2 murders, 2 unsolved cases. But the streets were never short of theories, each one more twisted than the last. One of the most prominent theories points to Orlando Anderson, the man Tupac fought with just hours before his murder. Could he have orchestrated a gang hit to settle the score? Some say it was an act of revenge, while others believe Anderson was simply a scapegoat. Then, there are the whispers of a deadly conspiracy inside Death Row Records. Was Suge Knight, the label's notorious leader, involved? Was Tupac's death a power play within the music empire? Some believe the motive ran deeper than street violence, reaching into the corrupt inner workings of the music industry itself. As for Biggie's murder, many point fingers at the Los Angeles Police Department. Were corrupt cops working with gangs to take him out? A shocking lawsuit by Biggie's family suggested so. But despite the accusations, the case was mysteriously dropped, leaving more questions than answers. And then, there's the darkest theory of them all, a government conspiracy. Some believe Tupac and Biggie's murders were orchestrated to silence a cultural movement that threatened to upend the status quo. It sounds like a Hollywood script, but with no arrests and countless dead ends, could it be more than just a theory? Who killed Tupac and Biggie? Was it gang rivalry, music industry politics, or something much darker? Two lives cut short, two mysteries that remain unsolved, and a shadow that still lingers over the world of hip-hop. As the dust settled, the streets remained haunted by the ghosts of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. Their murders may have silenced two powerful voices, but the mystery surrounding their deaths has only grown louder. With no arrests and no convictions, many began to wonder if the truth was deliberately buried. Both men were more than just rappers. They were cultural icons. But were they also targets? Victims of a system that feared the power they held? Investigators and independent researchers have spent years chasing down leads, unraveling conspiracy theories, and re-examining the evidence. But every path seems to end in darkness. And so, the question remains, why have these cases remained unsolved for so long? Is it incompetence, fear, or something far more sinister lurking behind the scenes? With every new documentary, every headline, and every investigation, the list of suspects grows longer. Some believe it was the East Coast-West Coast feud that claimed both lives, a rivalry that spiraled out of control, leading to gang involvement and orchestrated hits. Others insist that the music industry itself is hiding something, a secret so dangerous, it's kept behind closed doors. Was Suge Knight pulling strings behind the scenes? Was Biggie's murder a retaliation for Tupac's death or something even darker? And then there are the conspiracy theorists, the ones who claim that both murders were part of a much larger scheme. Some suggest government involvement, believing that Tupac and Biggie were silenced because their influence stretched beyond the world of music, into activism, social movements, and rebellion. Could their deaths have been part of a calculated plan to prevent them from becoming larger than life? To stop them from uniting a generation in ways no one could predict? It's a theory that feels far-fetched. But then again, in a world of unsolved mysteries, anything is possible.